Alright, what is going on, y'all? It is currently, at the time of recording this, September 1st, so start of the new month. And let me just say, I'm pretty excited to finally get out of August. August was a pretty slow month, to be honest, on the charts. Slow month for myself in trading. Didn't take a ton of trades. There were a couple setups, but not a whole lot that ended up occurring. So just a lot of consolidation overall, I think. So I'm hoping for a good month. But let's go ahead and look at the chart, shall we, and see if there's any good setups for the week. I know I already have a few drawn out. I wanted to start on the USD pairs. And it is Monday right now, but today was a bank holiday, Labor Day, so I didn't trade today, of course. I usually don't trade on bank holidays unless it's maybe a pair that has nothing to do with the U.S., if it's a U.S. bank holiday. But I believe today was the U.S. and Canadian bank holidays. So, anyways, we're starting at the top here of my watch list at GU. Lots of consolidation here. To me, I don't see anything really worth trading off of here. This is an old level that I had drawn up. I really don't see anything. We need to break structure one way or the other in order for me to even consider anything on GU, really. And it's probably going to be the same with AU. Yeah, like, look at this. This just looks like a huge box of consolidation, in my opinion. Euro USD, pretty much the same thing. This level is holding up pretty well. Euro GBP, yeah, nothing here either. And as you can see, I have a lot of pairs on my watch list, but if there's nothing, it takes me 5 seconds to look at. I'm on the 4-hour time frame right now. If you guys don't know, I'm a swing trader, so I'm mainly looking at 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily for any type of setups or entries. And if it looks like this and there's a lot of consolidation, I can just skip through it and it doesn't look like much, right? Really not a whole lot going on. GBP CAD, or USD CAD, excuse me. If this level holds right here, as you can see, it was support, and then resistance, resistance, support. If this level holds up again and we make another high, there could be some nice retest buys happening within the next few weeks, maybe even this week, later this week on USD CAD. But as of right now, it doesn't look too interesting. USD CHF, we have not a ton that's interesting. Sorry, I have old drawings up on here. Not a ton that's interesting except for if we break and then maintain this level and retest these moving averages. That actually really could happen this week, so that is something to look out for. Let me just scroll through here. Wow, gold flew. Gold is approaching 3,500 level again, which is like all-time highs. So that's interesting. Gold actually flew today during the bank holiday. And then we get GBP JPY. This is something I was looking at the other day, and I think that this is a potential setup actually. As you can see, there's a decent trend line here, which I'm not a huge fan of trend lines. I don't use trend lines a ton, but I can see this setup happening. As you can see, we broke into new highs, breaking this level right here. Previous structure, really this whole zone right here, breaking that. And then if we come back down and retest the trend line as well as the 250 moving average are both sitting right there. And then if we also have a 1 hour shark fin on top of that, I think that GJ will be a decent buy opportunity, if I'm being honest. So this is really what we're looking for, is this right here, like that. We're looking for, we had the break already, break of structure, right? Confirming that it looks like it's going to be bullish for the foreseeable future. And then we break, or we come back and retest the break. Boom. But your confluences have to be added up at that area. I'm not just taking trades off of moving averages or off of a trend line and that's it, right? It's a break of structure, it's a trend line retouch, or it's a trend line touch, it's a retest of the moving average, and if there's a shark fin, then I will consider it. Honestly, if the RSI or TDI down here doesn't provide any sort of shark fin, probably not going to take it. Going to stay away from this one. I don't trade GJ that often as well, so that's partly because of that. I don't always have to have a shark fin if I'm going to take a trade. If you guys have no idea what shark fins are, take a look at my other videos on my channel. I go over those pretty in depth. So if you're not understanding the setup, maybe try taking a look at those videos. Maybe you'll get a little bit better understanding. This video today is just kind of a quick skim through and outlook for the week. But I'm also going to go over some trades later in this video that I have told you guys about before on YouTube videos, on my Instagram story, and they ended up playing out. Now, did people take them? I have no idea. But let's see. We've got UJ consolidation. We need to see something break there. Let's see. Euro JPY. I know I'm going through these quick, but this is literally how I do it. And I just wanted to record today. Really not much there. There could be a retest of these moving averages here, but look at these equal level highs. We're not breaking any structure here, so we would need to break this zone pretty heftily in order to even consider taking anything. Euro CAD, kind of the same thing. This honestly wasn't a bad break in like this obvious level right here that we're kind of breaking, retesting right here at the 200 moving average, so that's not bad. There was a shark fin. Let's see what the 4 hour looks like. As a break and retest of the 4 hour 50. That's not a bad trade. If there was a 4 hour shark fin here, I maybe would consider that as well. It's already been playing out though, so I probably won't consider it now. But EuroCAD, unless it breaks to the upside and retest, then might be looking at a sell there. NZD-CAD, nothing. AUD-CAD, and now I'm on the 4 hour time frame. It's coming to a big zone of resistance here. Oh, now excuse me, I said 4 hour. I'm on the 1 hour time frame. NU, this is something I am looking at for potential buys. As you can see here, we have a clear level right here that we have now broken. If we retest, the 200 moving average is probably going to move up if price does make it down to that area again. The 200 moving average is going to move up, and hopefully it'll be a 1 hour shark fin, maybe even a 4 hour shark fin. We're already dealing with a 4 hour shark fin divergence that played out down here, and this will be a retest of the 50 as well. So that will be a trade I am considering taking for the week, but we would have to see, again, we would just have to see that actually play out. What am I looking for here? Where's my path? We are looking for this to happen. And again, it needs to come to that area with the confluences present as well. GA, I was looking at GA last week for a potential test or trade right here on the 200 moving average, but I didn't end up taking it because the momentum was so heavy, and I'm glad I didn't because that would have hit stop loss. So I'm really not looking at it now. Euro AUD, I don't like what Euro AUD is doing either. Could buy off of this zone. Now we're trading below the 200 moving average though, so really don't like that. I was originally looking for a break and retest of the 4 hour 50 for CAD JPY, which would be the 1 hour 200. Look at this consolidation though, y'all. This is what I do not like to see. I want to see clean moves up or down. Either way, it doesn't matter. It needs to be a little bit of a clean movement though for me to consider taking anything. This is a lot of consolidation, which I really don't like. Don't like the look of this. Look how choppy this is. NZD-CAD or NZD-CHF. This was a trade that I did post on my Instagram story, I believe, and I might have talked about it in one of my past videos. This actually happened. When did this trigger? Like, yeah, the 22nd. So a couple weeks ago, really, August 22nd. A couple weeks ago, this trade actually triggered, and it took a while. We ended up having, you know, a decent run up, and then it came back down, almost took stops, and then came back up, hit TP. That one played out nicely. GBP CHF. This is one that I called out on my story and YouTube video a couple weeks ago as well. And the entry happened like right here. Look at this perfect entry. Right on these wicks. We ended up playing off of that and then consolidated all through last week pretty much. Like I said, there was so much consolidation in the past couple weeks. A lot of these pairs had similar movement, as you could tell as we went through the watch list today. But we had movement and then slowly staircasing down, and then it started to get that pop up. Now it'll probably retest these moving averages and then continue popping up, which this is my same arrow or my little path here and risk to reward tool that I put on this chart 2 weeks ago. I have not touched it, haven't moved it, and look, this trade you would still be in. So I'm not sure if any of you guys took that. If you did take it, definitely let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to know how many of you guys are actually taking advantage of some of these opportunities. I think some people from my Instagram story ended up taking this trade, so I'm happy for them. Euro CHF, we could have a little break and retest here, but I'm not liking the structure as much on this as I did on GBP CHF. Peso, not even looking at that. Bitcoin. GBP CAD. We did have a decent opportunity here on GBP CAD. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame so you guys can really see. We had a 4-hour shark fin along with this area of confluence, and we had the 200 moving average. Bink popped right off of that moving average and played out. I missed this trade. I didn't actually end up taking it. I didn't even realize it was playing out until after the fact. It was already like 30-40 pips in profit by the time I looked at the chart, so that's unfortunate. It actually did come down and retest that entry right at market open on Sunday evening, which would have been yesterday for myself recording this today. So could have got an entry there, but as I looked at the chart and I saw it was down at entry, but the spreads were so high because it happened right as the market was opening, which I've been noticing happen quite often lately. Is a lot of my entries are getting hit right at market open, which stinks because the spreads are too high. If I have a limit order, it never gets tapped in. If you enter manually, you're going to end up like 10 or 15 pips above your actual entry price. So it's just not a good idea to actually enter those trades at that time. And GBP NZD, this is one that I'm actually looking at for this week. Like, it could happen tonight, it could happen tomorrow, in the next couple days. If this trade ends up happening, we have a huge break and retest here of the 1-hour 200, which is also the 4-hour 50. And what I'm really looking for is a shark fin to appear at this level. So this moving average might actually trail down to this area of structure that you can see right here. So the entry level might actually kind of, depending on how much price plays around here, excuse me, it might look something like this, playing right off that structure, and if this moving average comes down, that would look pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. On the 1 hour, I'm hoping that this 200 trails down, and then this also a shark fin appears. If all of those things do happen, I will probably end up taking this trade, and I'm going to leave the chart just like this. So if you guys see this on my story or my YouTube video next week saying, did any of you guys take this trade, if it ended up playing out or hitting stop loss, whatever it may be, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what's going to happen, but we go off of probabilities, right? And according to my strategy and my plan, this is a pretty high probability setup. So it is one I'm looking for, one that you guys can keep an eye out for. Not financial advice, but that's something I'm looking into. So that is what we would need to see there. That is what we were looking for. And yeah, that's really it. I'm hoping that we start seeing some good movement, some better, cleaner movement on the charts this week. Like I said, it's been a lot of consolidation the past few weeks, so looking forward to hopefully a little bit cleaner. But let me know if you guys got anything valuable out of this video. I know I went through those quick, but that's literally how I go through my watch list on Sunday evenings. On this week, it's a Monday evening because it was a bank holiday today. So, again, hope you guys got anything out of it. If you did, let me know. I appreciate you guys following along the journey. Check out the rest of the channel if you're new here and aren't a subscriber. If any of it interests you, definitely give me a subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Like the video, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for the support, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Appreciate it, and peace.